Hello, Accelerated Math 7-8 students. This is Module 12, Lesson 8, and it is called Triangles and Their Sums. The goal for today we will practice the angle sum theorem and missing interior and exterior angle measures. The question is, how do you figure out the angle measure of an angle outside the triangle? So things that you need to know about this lesson so that it makes sense is let's go over the parts of a triangle very quickly. The angles that sit inside the actual shape of the triangle itself are called interior angles. The angles that sit outside of the triangle because one of the sides of the triangle extends beyond the other is called an exterior angle. And as you'll notice in this diagram, we have exterior angles on all three sides of the triangle. So what our focus is we're practicing the angle sum theorem and the missing interior and exterior angle measures, and you need to remember that the actual angle measure that exists right here is a point on a line, which is known as a straight angle, or 180 degrees. And so what the 180 degrees does is you take the angle that's on the outside of the triangle and you add it to the angle that's inside the triangle, and that equals 180. You'll notice the same thing right here, and then you'll notice the same thing that sits right here. So the interior plus the exterior makes 180 degrees on that straight line angle that happens to sit right here. Another thing that you need to be aware of is remote interior angles are the angles that sit farthest away from the exterior angle. So let me go over that again. Remote interior angles are the angles that sit farthest away from the exterior angle. So if I'm talking about this angle right here, the remote interior angles are the ones that are furthest away. So this would be a remote interior angle because it's inside. This would be a remote interior because it's inside but it's farthest away. Okay? And so what you need to know about that is these two angles that are sitting right here will be the same measure as this angle over here. And the way that we prove it is the exterior plus the interior makes 180 degrees because of that straight angle. You know that the three angles inside a triangle also have to equal 180. So if you have this angle plus this angle equals 180, then you know that this angle plus these two angles has to be the same size as the exterior angle. It's kind of fun once you're actually looking at it and seeing what's happening. So think of it like the angles inside the triangle that sit opposite the outside angle. That's one way to remember it. The remote interior angles, the angles farthest away from the angle that sits outside. Here's the outside angle. These are the remote interior angles. This is the outside angle. These are the remote interior angles. Okay? So then we're looking at this, and it says angle BCE. So BCE is this one. And angle CEB, CEB, are the remote interior angles for the angle that sits out here, which would be BA. Well, it would have to name it correctly, it would have to be ABC because we're talking about the angle over here. Okay? And so that's how you figure out what remote interior angles are. The most important thing that you can remember about this lesson is that adding up the angles on the inside of a triangle all together equals 180, and straight angles also equal 180. And so we're going to practice those. So one thing that you can also tell yourself is the angles that are the remote interior angles, you're going to take this angle plus this angle equals the same as this outside angle right here. Okay? So to remember it, let's call this right here angle 1, and we'll call this angle 2, and we'll say this one right here is angle 4, because that one would be angle 3. So what we can say is angle 1, remote interior, plus angle 2 is the same as the measures of angle 4. And so that's how we figure out the triangles and their subs. So our goal for today we will practice the angle sum theorem and the missing interior exterior measures. The question, how do you figure out the angle measures of an angle outside a triangle? You remember this formula that I've shown you. You're going to practice with this in your work in your packet, and I'll see you then. Bye!